Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have tuned in to the adventures of Porno Man.
In my hot, wet, juicy, nasty,
Do what with your what?
on your knees.
Oh my.
Service me now.
I'ma grow up to be a dirty old man. Can't get it up and still flirt like I can. Pretending to drop shit to girls in the hand. And bend over to pick it up while I hurry get a glance up the skirt to see that pretty little ass. Thinking things to embarrass to the ass. Like, girl, is that your butt? Or is that just how you carry your bags?
Yo, what's up? It's the weekend recap. It's going to be a short one because it was hella cold this weekend. So not a lot got done one way or the other. Did get a bunch of rest. My wife was sick. So trying to stay quiet and allowing her to get rest and stay warm next to her was pretty much the order for most of this weekend. For those of you who are wondering, she is feeling a little better. Still on the mend. Hopefully she'll be able to get to work okay tomorrow without too much issue. So Monday, the day you're seeing this, is my birthday. Late 40s now. Anyway, so my weekend pretty much was reading a little, watching some YouTube, planning for the February party. I did get to go see a friend of mine who, over the last couple of weeks, I've realized is the longest running sex partner I've had. Period. It's been over 30 years of us having sex off and on over the years. I need you to think about what I just said. 30 years. One, yes, it is good. Two, I think that says something about being able to get along with somebody, even if in short doses for a good period of time. How, if you treat people right, you can have ongoing relationships for quite some time. Obviously, it helps that I'm in a swinging relationship with my wife. It's absolutely cool with me, doing whatever with, whoever. So, but at any rate, that's pretty much the end of the weekend recap. Next week, I'm gonna talk to you about a show I like. So this week, I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite shows called Banshee. It is a show on Cinemax, actually. Cinemax has started cranking out some very good shows. The first one I started watching was called Strike Back, and that was pretty good. But this one is something you're gonna have to see to believe. Anyway, so the show stars Anthony Starr as a convict who was just released from prison. He had done 15 years apparently. And now that he's out, he's looking for the girl and the money. So right off the jump, when it starts, you see him leaving prison, his travels as he's leaving prison, getting transportation, and what transpires after that. While searching for the money and the girl, he ends up in the town of Banshee, where he finds said girl, who happens to be married to the local prosecutor with a new identity. While there in town, he witnesses the death of the new sheriff that was coming in and decides to impersonate said sheriff. Yeah, this is a criminal convict mentality with law enforcement duties. Do you already see how this is going to end up being kind of complicated? Anyway, so he's got old gangsters after him as he meets new gangsters. Every episode is a potential explosive train wreck. In addition to all this drama that I am hinting at, almost every episode has lots of violence and sex. It is almost a perfect show in that you have so much going on with the potential for so much of it to blow up in your face, and you're stuck watching every episode, seeing where something's going to go wrong, and it's all going to go blow up in his or someone else's face. At any rate, I highly suggest watching this if you like drama and or violence and sex, because this show's definitely got it all. Alright. How to take notes at a party. I've got notes. Well, I guess I'm going to go over some pointers. I'll do it that way. Hopefully I'm not too preachy, but this is just from my experience. First, you have to get over yourself as the anointed God's gift to women. Just because you arrived at the party does not mean that every woman there that you're interested in is supposed to say, hey, here it is, any which way you want it, when you want it. Everybody's there for their own particular desires and or needs. And just because you walked into the place doesn't mean that you fit that. Realizing that not everyone, including you, is going to fit into every situation or desire is another key part of being able to take no. You got to learn to play the long game with this. You never know how things might shake out later, both that night or as well as days, 2 weeks later. I have had several instances on people who told me no, or they weren't ready at that time, or whatever the case, only for me to have a fantastic time with them later. Sometimes that very same night. You don't know what the situation is that was keeping them from doing what they were doing. So be gracious, and if somebody tells you no, there's a reason for it. Sometimes it's going to be because you don't fulfill what they want. Other times it's just going to be whatever the situation that they may find themselves in. Let's be real. Some of the times it's going to be because you don't fit what they're looking for when they're looking at you. And that's just a reality. They like them skinny with big muscles in between their legs, or they like themselves some big boys, but you're real thin. I mean, there's a number of reasons why initially you may not be what they're looking for. But I'm here to tell you that given the right circumstances, personality can win out over looks. You just gotta give it some time. You gotta keep in mind that no one can see your personality. So the first thing they're gonna go on, much like what us guys do anyway, is what you see on the outside. So give some time, be charming, win them over, show them that just because you don't look like what they thought was a good time doesn't mean that there isn't a good time underneath. And with all that being said, a no today doesn't mean a no forever. Again, if you're playing that long game, because you saw her at one party and you were trying to get with her, doesn't mean there's going to be a no at the next party, or at her house, or your house, or in a car, wherever the situation might lead you. So unless you're going to be, God level status asshole, you should be able to maybe turn situations around more often than you would think, just by being polite and taking the no for what it is at that moment. But anyway, those are my thoughts, and here we go. This week's hottie is Miss Ellie-mae on Instagram. I happened to peep this young lady while I was perusing Instagram and thought, oh my god, wait till you see this one.
Tell me what you think, leave a comment below, and if you like as well, hit that like button.
Made you believe you could live again. She was a hipstick, hot kiss.
shake takes like another to the bras. Can lay pipe, but I'd rather get knocked. Damn right, she wearing edible thongs. I can eat you, but that ain't my job. But your man eat up a storm. Like the clump set horn and horn. But Daddy Gracie's tasty. Can you say born upon?
On the scenario, and Banshee go, telling you the song. I love a girl that swallows.
That had the answer. Yes, a bunch of mama said I'm too young. Did a porn as a lone boy, now